Hello everyone, welcome to Tennis Fan Video. Alex EALA and Joao Fonseca, despite their youth and inexperience, are two of the biggest stars in tennis right now. As such, they cannot be relegated to smaller courts, even if their ranking does not equate to the top billing. The fact of the matter is, the Filipinos and Brazilians fill stadiums, with many tournaments making a fatal scheduling error that leaves hundreds forced to watch from outside the arena. James Blake has insisted he will not repeat such mistakes at this year's Miami Open. James Blake reveals his plans for Alex EALA at the Miami Open. Speaking to Tennis Channel ahead of the Miami Open, where he is the tournament director, he was quizzed on what fans should expect following the conclusion of Indian Wells. And naturally, his handling of Alexandre EALA and Joao Fonseca's fan bases was of paramount importance. Asked if he plans to accommodate these young superstars with the bigger courts, Blake revealed, "Yes, harking back last year when I learned my lesson of Fonseca needs to be on stadium, and he will be, yes." And EALA, it's been quite a thrill ride for her this last year as well. I feel like last year, this event, it was a little bit of a coming out party where she had some great results coming from a wild card position as well. So I think the international interest in both of them is so high, and Miami being such a cultural melting pot with so much of the international flavor here. I think we're going to need them to be on center court because they have so many fans worldwide, and here it's going to feel like home matches for both of them. This comes just after EALA pointed out the change she has noticed in tennis in the Philippines ever since her emergence onto the scene. How many ranking points does Alex EALA have to defend at the Miami Open? EALA heads to Miami as a completely changed player and person from the one who burst onto the scene last year. After all, she was a relative unknown in 2025, only gaining entry into the event via a main draw wild card. What an intelligent decision that turned out to be. She stormed into the semifinals against all the odds, catapulting her ranking and stature in just 1 week. However, returning now, EALA faces a potential rankings drop with plenty of points to defend. She earned 390 points last year, and an early exit could see her drop out of the world's top 50. Sunshine and spotlight. Miami's bold call for EALA and Fonseca. Every spring, the Florida sun transforms Miami Gardens into a festival of speed, power, and artistry, the Miami Open. It's a stage where tennis's most dazzling stars, past and future, share the spotlight, where courts buzz like festivals and where emerging talents have a chance to step into the global gaze. But this year, before a single racket struck a serve, one question sparked buzz far beyond the standard draw lines. Will Alex EALA and Joao Fonseca play on center court? The answer, as confirmed by tournament director James Blake, wasn't just a scheduling note. It was a narrative. "We're going to need them on center court because they have so many fans worldwide," Blake said in a pre-tournament discussion with Tennis Channel, pointing directly to EALA and Fonseca's magnetic appeal as players whose stories have already captivated audiences far beyond traditional tennis strongholds. A rise beyond rankings. This is no ordinary scheduling decision. For years, center court, or the main stadium court at the Miami Open, has been a cherished arena where tennis royalty clash, from Grand Slam champions to heralded contenders. It's where fans expect marquee battles under the biggest banners. But lately, two young names have begun reshaping that very landscape. Alex EALA, whose breakthrough at last year's Miami Open, carrying a wild card deep into the tournament and ultimately reaching the semifinals, turned heads around the globe. Her fearless style and remarkable wins not only shattered records, but also inspired millions in her native Philippines and across Asia. Joao Fonseca, the Brazilian rising star whose electrifying play and fearless shot-making have made him a fan favorite, especially among Brazil's passionate tennis supporters. While he's still carving his path on tour, the fervor he draws has become impossible to ignore. Blake's decision to earmark potential center court slots for both wasn't about ranking points or seedings. It was about storylines, international energy, and the idea that tennis's future might very well belong to those who cannot be contained on secondary courts. Center court, more than a court, a cultural stage. For players, center court isn't just another playing surface. Psychologically, it carries a weight of history. It echoes with cheers for legends and echoes back amplified with every heartbeat a rising star brings. When Blake says a player deserves center court, it isn't mere logistics, it's a symbolic endorsement. It tells the world that these athletes are no longer just intriguing talents, but central figures in the tournament narrative. It's an invitation to capture imaginations, to be watched by larger crowds and heavier global viewership, to become not just competitors, but ambassadors of a moment in tennis. And in EALA's case, it is also a nod to how she reshaped expectations. In the past year, she did more than surprise the tennis world. She redefined it, proving that determination, precision, and passion can overturn odds no matter the unfamiliarity of the stage. For Fonseca, it's confirmation that his flair and competitive presence, whether in tight rallies or crowd-igniting moments, deserve bigger spotlights. Brazilian fans already know his impact. The world is catching on. A place that feels like home. Blake's words didn't stop at logistics. Speaking about Miami's melting pot energy and global tennis audience, he effectively highlighted why players like EALA and Fonseca make sense not just competitively, but culturally on center court. With fans from around the world converging in Miami Gardens each spring, he explained, a match involving these rising stars could feel like a home game for both of them. That sentiment captures something special. The Miami Open no longer merely reflects tennis rankings. It reflects the heartbeat of its worldwide fan base. In a sport as global as tennis, where supporters span continents and time zones, giving space and stage to athletes who bridge cultures isn't just smart, it's catalytic. More than matches, a moment in time. So what does this mean for the tennis fan? For the casual viewer strolling through the energetic venue buzzing with music, food stalls, and paddle courts alongside the main tennis action, it means this. The Miami Open has evolved. It's not afraid to be bold. It's a tournament that acknowledges not only who the stars are today, but asterisk who they are becoming tomorrow. And by placing players like EALA and Fonseca front and center, even before their first match is played, the event is making a statement that tennis is not just defined by current rankings or decades-old rivalries. Tennis is defined by energy, narrative, diversity, and by players who galvanize passion each time they step onto the court. Center court is no longer reserved just for the established. It is increasingly a stage for emergence, for stories unfinished, and for crowds seeking their own heroes. Final serve. In confirming that Alex EALA and Joao Fonseca are expected to feature on center court, Miami Open director James Blake did something more than finalize a match schedule. He gave a moment, a platform, to players whose journeys resonate with millions. And in doing so, he also reaffirmed the essence of sports, that while history honors champions, the future belongs to those bold enough to shine. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.